guess we can mention this real quick too. Brock Glenn, high-profile Florida State target at quarterback, announced just about an hour ago that he is going to make his decision on Saturday at 3 p.m. Central Time, so 4 p.m. Eastern Time for most Florida State fans here in attendance. This is a big-time one for Florida State. It's really a battle, in my opinion, between Ohio State and the Seminoles. We're going to see here. You lose Chris Parson, and I know that fans were, I wouldn't say pushing them out. I think the family did that on their own, kind of pushing their own selves out of the equation and going ahead and decommitting from Florida State. But you look over now to Brock Glenn, you've got to secure this commitment, Mark. This is something that Florida State has to do. And Coach Tokars and Mike Norvell have done a phenomenal job in this recruitment. But Ohio State is Ohio State. You know, they've had a great pedigree of bringing guys in, and it's all going to depend on who they're bringing in this class too, and how much focus they truly are at recruiting Brock Glenn. You know, right now I feel like Florida State's in a good spot. I'm not willing to make a prediction on this one yet, like I was with Lucas Simmons, until we hear a little bit more. But this is going to happen on Saturday, Mark. Florida State cannot go and you lose Chris Parson here. And like I said, this was more of the Chris Parson camp doing that to themselves. It wasn't Florida State saying, pushing him out or anything. I know the fan base kind of had their ups and downs with that. And, you know, the dad was all up in arms in certain ways, just kind of embarrassing the camp there. Florida State wanted to keep Chris Parson. They wanted to keep Chris Parson in the fold, but the family maybe wasn't in the same thoughts process there of bringing two quarterbacks, but Florida State has to bring two quarterbacks in this class. And now you're struggling with maybe even just bringing one. Florida State's got to figure out a way to get Glenn in here on Saturday. So we'll have full coverage of that. And I'm sure that we'll have maybe an instant reaction or something with Mark here, because would be a major pickup for FSU.
I just checked out Ohio State's list for 2023 because right now they've got the #1 class in the country, but they picked up the #1 quarterback for 2024, Raiola, but they've got no quarterbacks committed. So they're in a situation where even though they've got a stacked class, they have 19 hard commits, so they only have so many spots left. And I got to think that everybody wants at least one quarterback per class. So that's going to be interesting to see. Now, Brian's telling us that Ohio State is going in another direction because the most of the crystal ball indicators are going Glenn to Florida State. So that's good news.
Yeah, that's definitely a good sign. We'll see. We'll hear more once we usually get the announcement day, which a lot of us have been waiting on. We were thinking that he was going to be committing before Elite 11, and that doesn't end up happening. He was going to commit before the end of June, end of July. Now it's definitely going to go into, I believe, Saturday. Is that the 31st? 30th. That's the 30th. So it's going to be here at the end of July. This one we've been all waiting on. Now that we got the announcement date, we'll start hearing some chirps and here and there, and maybe maybe put out a prediction here soon. But something that Florida State desperately needs here. And like I said, I won't keep on diving into it, but Florida State's got to figure out something in that quarterback room. It's not going to make an effect with landing Glenn. He's not going to be coming in this season, but they've got to start bulking up there. They were able to do it in the offensive line room, the trenches, and then the wide receiver room. The main focus now is quarterback, baby. You gotta fix that room.
Somebody had mentioned also in the chat, along with Glenn, our guy Brian Wilkerson, that Blake Nicholson's going to commit as well, and he's going Florida State, Oregon. I don't know if you've got a take on him out of California, top 20 linebacker in the country.
Yeah, that's one that I'm keeping a really close eye on. Florida State's done a really good job there, and you got to give a shout out to the staff. Randy Shannon here, along with some others on the side. But Florida State being able to drag a guy over from the West Coast continuously and get him over for visits. He just arrived just a couple of hours ago. We'll see him at practice. Seems like there's some optimism. Florida State might be in the driver's seat now than competing with Dan Lanning, which is not easy competition at all, coming from Georgia. Now he takes over Oregon. That would be a major pickup on the defensive side for Florida State. There's optimism here, and I think still Oregon's a big-time play. But from what Nicholson told us in a recent interview over the summer, he said, the place and also geographically and where I move, it's not playing a big vital role in his recruitment. And that's something you always first thing check off whenever you're talking with a guy all the way across the country over there on the West Coast. And Florida State's been able to recruit over there and bring some guys over. We'll see if Nicholson decides to bite and make a commitment to Florida State. Someone that, I'm going to wait along with Glenn to make a prediction on, because I think it's a really close battle between Oregon and FSU, and then Ohio State and FSU. I think Florida State fans, if we're not getting any kind of chirps and maybe not able to put in a prediction, it's going to be a little bit of a sweaty Saturday for some FSU fans waiting to hear on this commitment from Glenn alone, and we'll see. I know, too, Lucas Simmons has done a really good job getting into his ear. He told us in a really good interview with Dustin, our editor-in-chief at Noel Game Day, saying he has made it a big-time focus once he committed to Florida State to go right after Brock Glenn. And I know there's a few others after him, like Roderick Kearney, too. These offensive linemen, these are high-profile offensive linemen that Florida State hasn't been able to use at their disposal to help recruit now, Mark. Now you've got that. You've got these big-time offensive linemen to go say, hey, I want you as to be my quarterback. I'm here to protect you. Let's build a future here. That's something that you've got to feel optimistic about, at least on that front, if you're an FSU fan. It's a little bit of a change here in Tallahassee on that front.